Welcome to Quotes Quarry. Things of this world are in so constant a flux that nothing remains long in the same state. Till a man can judge whether they be truths or not, his understanding is but little improved, and thus men of much reading, though greatly learned, but may be little knowing. Liberty is to be free from restraint, and violence from others. It is of great use to the sailor to know the length of his line, though he cannot with it fathom all the depths of the ocean. Fortitude is the guard and support of the other virtues. No man's knowledge here can go beyond his experience. He that judges without informing himself to the utmost that he is capable, cannot acquit himself of judging amiss. The only fence against the world is a thorough knowledge of it. One unerring mark of the love of truth is not entertaining any proposition with greater assurance than the proofs it is built upon will warrant. It is one thing to show a man that he is in an error, and another to put him in possession of the truth. The improvement of understanding is for two ends. First, our own increase of knowledge. Secondly, to enable us to deliver that knowledge to others. The visible mark of extraordinary wisdom and power appears so plainly in all the works of creation. We are like chameleons. We take our hue and the color of our moral character from those who are around us. Education begins the gentleman, but reading, good company, and reflection must finish him. Anyone reflecting upon the thought he has of the delight which any present or absent thing is apt to produce in him has the idea we call love. Good and evil, reward and punishment, are the only motives to a rational creature. These are the spur and reins whereby all mankind are set on work and guided. Nature never makes excellent things for mean or no uses. What worries you, masters you. The discipline of desire is the background of character. To prejudge other men's notions before we have looked into them is not to show their darkness, but to put out our own eyes. To love truth for truth's sake is the principle, part of human perfection in this world, and the seed plot of all other virtues. Our incomes are like our shoes. If too small, they gall and pinch us, but if too large, they cause us to stumble and to trip. It is easier for a tutor to command than to teach. All men are liable to error, and most men are, in many points, by passion or interest, under temptation to it. Freedom of men under government is to have a standing rule to live by, common to every one of that society, and made by the legislative power vested in it, a liberty to follow my own will in all things, when the rule prescribes not, and not to be subject to the inconstant, unknown, arbitrary will of another man. All mankind, being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possessions. Reading furnishes the mind only with materials of knowledge. It is thinking that makes what we read ours. Reverie is when ideas float in our mind, without reflection or regard of the understanding. The actions of men are the best interpreters of their thought. Man hath by nature a power to preserve his property, that is, his life, liberty, and estate against the injuries and attempts of other men. All wealth is the product of labor. There is frequently more to be learned from the unexpected questions of a child than the discourses of men who talk in a road, according to the notions they have borrowed and the prejudices of their education. Subscribe your channel, more interesting videos.